welcome to the 21 Days Face Your Fears online challenge. I'm Bristena Mantu, transformation facilitator, energy therapist and writer. And my mission is helping people heal their past so as to be able to live the life of their bliss. I'm super excited to be your host on your journey of personal growth through fearlessness, empowerment and the power of community. Today I have a super special guest. Her name is Urtema Dolphin. Hi Urtema.
Hi Bristena.
Urtema has been holding space, workshops and regular meditation groups for over 13 years and is in service to the divine plan for personal and planetary ascension. She also works one-on-one with clients, assisting with the removal of emotional, physical and spiritual conditions, blocks, false beliefs, fears that are currently running their life. She works with channeled affirmations, spiritual counseling, and the client then lies inside a copper pyramid where they are bathed in sound and aromatherapy aura sprays. She also takes groups of people on spiritual journeys to the Bosnian pyramids and Glastonbury, United Kingdom. Although she takes her work very seriously, she also loves to remind herself and all those with whom she comes into contact with to have fun, to play, to laugh, and to remember that we have signed up for a massive game which is meant to be fun and joyful. Hi Urtema, thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Okay, so in relation to the topic of fearlessness and facing our fears, you mentioned in your short bio that you work with clients also in removing fears and blocks and limiting beliefs, false beliefs. How do you go about clearing fears when you work one-on-one with clients?
Well, the first step is identifying the fears, which generally have been programmed into our psyche at a very early age, and they then become an overwhelming kind of program that rules our lives. And so the first thing is to identify them, and then to find ways to erase those neural pathways and open up new pathways in the brain. So I work with channeled affirmations, and these are really powerful. The clients that put in the work with the affirmations see amazing results, and the affirmations work with love. Love is in the affirmation, and you have to feel love as you're saying them, otherwise you're wasting your time. And so love is the healer that heals everything. And fear, anything that's not love, anything that is not love really is fear. And so love is the way, and love heals everything.
Wonderful. Basically, it's all down to decisions made of love or fear.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And understanding that we have a choice, because often we feel really disempowered in our lives and feel that we're the victims of our circumstances, we're the victims of our life experience. And really, the other thing that I do is take people on a journey of self-empowerment, where they come to understand that all of their any kind of trauma or any experience that they've had that have been less than loving, I've actually served them to become victors rather than victims, and then they become sovereign over their lives, and they're in their true power, which is the power of love.
I love the work that you do. And for the viewers who are watching this interview, if you'd like to maybe share a story of somebody who's been through your processes and emerged from victimhood into victory, into empowerment.
Share the story of a person. Well, maybe I could just share my own story.
Yeah, please do. Please
which
do.
would be because I've been working with my guides for many years, and it was through my my relationship with them and them assisting me, that they helped me to remember that I'd been sexually abused as a child. And so I had them assisting me throughout my whole healing journey, which is why I have a really deep insight into childhood trauma, working with the inner child, how to heal. They gave me the channeled affirmations. They've given me all kinds of insights into how to see people who, you know, whoever's given you whatever experience, no matter how painful it is, has actually in some way served you, to find your way back to love and back to light and back to your own personal power. And so, yeah, I think having had that experience of going on that journey myself and healing myself, I knew then that I had all the tools and the skill sets to enable other people to follow a similar journey. And yeah, I have many, many clients that have had amazing results and are now sort of living joyful lives in freedom. Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
I think I was my first client.
Well, the wounded healer, that's how they say, right?
Yes, absolutely.
We need to heal ourselves first, and I can notice in so many current coaches or therapists or healers nowadays that they've been on a journey of self-healing, and then they emerged empowered and want to bring the tools and the experience, the insights out into the world to help others on their similar journeys.
Absolutely. I mean, I think unless you have experienced some kind of trauma or wounding and healing, you don't, it's difficult to have the compassion and the understanding of what that actually feels like. And you know I'm talking about living a life of joy and freedom and fun, but I also have seen the other side where I haven't wanted to be here on the earth, where nothing's felt like fun, where it's been really difficult to find anything joyful to grasp. So I'm not being glib and flippant when I say that. I really do understand what that feels like, and also can give people hope from my own experience that there is light at the end of that tunnel, that it does shift, that things do change, and they can shift in marvelous ways that absolutely astound you, and you can end up living a life that you never would have dreamed possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think indeed trauma is a gateway to joy and bliss if we know how to work with it. If we make a perspective shift and see trauma as a tool, as a stepping stone on our growth, rather than something that's working against us, that's holding us back, that's making us a victim of our life.
Yes. And this can be trauma of many different kinds. The main problem that I see on the planet at the moment is the abuse of power, and that comes in many different forms. So one of them is sexual power. There are many other tools that use power, such as money, violence, there's emotional abuse, there's all kinds of forms of abuse. And so any way to allow people to access fully their own personal power means that they don't need to take power from anybody else. And that's the way that we can redress this balance on the earth.
Yeah. And in your experience with working with clients recently, were there any recurring fears that have cropped up? What kind of fears are most prominent nowadays, and how do you work with overcoming them?
Okay, I think it's kind of like we're all pretty much have the same false beliefs about life. There's the fear of not being enough, of not being good enough, the fear of not being liked or accepted, of not being loved, of not being lovable. Yeah, those are the main ones that I think everybody has to a certain extent. And how I work with them again is through affirmations, and I work with also with sound. And so after having a session, like a half an hour or so of spiritual counselling, I then have a clear idea, as well as from my intuition, but also from what the client has said. I have a clear idea of what's going on in their energy field and in their chakras. So then with the sound, I help to align and balance and clear blockages in energy and get all the energy flowing through the chakras. So when people leave, most people say at the end of the session, just leave me here, Urtema. I'll just stay here for a few more hours, because they just don't want to get up. So, yeah.
And the affirmations that you're talking about, they're personalized? They're to each person you find different affirmations, or are there some general ones that you use?
A general one would be, I love being enough. But you can't just say, I love being enough. You have to really open your heart and say, I love, and feel the love as you say it. So it's, I love being enough, and really, really mean it, and see yourself being enough and feel it. So it's using all of your senses and seeing yourself in a situation where you feel that you are enough. And for many people, that's a quantum leap from not feeling enough to suddenly going, I love being enough. But there's ways to work up to that. So just basically getting yourself in a place where you start to feel better, you start to feel uplifted, whatever it takes to get you there. So it could be just singing some silly little song that makes you laugh, or dancing around the room, playing your favorite song, anything that makes you feel better, going for a walk in nature, hugging a tree. And then when you start to feel better and start feeling that love, then that's the time to do the affirmations. But if you're just going, I love being enough, then it's actually just kind of wasting your time, because the universe goes, no, we can't give you any love back for that. That's like nil point.
Yeah. I totally resonate with that. We need to actually embody the vibration.
Absolutely.
Of that vibration, of the affirmation that we're saying out loud.
Yes, and with the love, you see, when you add love into the affirmations, then they become like turbocharged. It just magnifies and intensifies the affirmation like 1,000,000 times, because love is the most powerful energy of the universe.
Yeah. It's the vibrational glue that holds everything together.
And the creative force that, if you're wanting to create something within yourself, then if you tap into that creative infinite potential, then you're on a roll, aren't you?
Yeah, if you're doing things from passion, for love, the love of the things that you're doing, then things get so easy.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are other affirmations that you'd like to share with the viewers?
Well, I encourage people, actually, generally, to use the word love as many times as they possibly can. So just start every sentence, as focus on that by just going, I love, and start your day by just saying, I love whatever it is. I love looking out of my window and seeing the sky. I love waking up in the morning and feeling really cozy and warm in my bed. I love, just put love into your life, and that changes things. And then the other thing that's really powerful is gratitude. So just waking up and being grateful for all the things that you have, all the gifts that you have. And even if things are looking really bleak, there's usually something that you can find to be grateful for, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it's waking up, you know, you wake up in a bed with a roof over your head, or, you know, you've got some beautiful friends, or there are always, you know, there's always someone who's in a worse off state than you on the planet, you know. And we in the West, we're so spoiled. We're so really, really blessed with the lifestyle that we have, and yet we often feel this lack. We focus on the lack rather than focusing on what we have, and we don't realize that the abundance is not what you're actually having, but it's a frequency that you're holding of being grateful and really generous with everything that you have, rather than thinking, you know, oh God, I don't have enough money to pay the bills. Well, how about thinking how amazing it is that I've got this place to live in, and just open up to kind of trusting the universe that everything is being provided. That's another affirmation that I really love, which is everything always works out for me, and my life is getting better and better every day. I love how things work out for me. I love how the universe is looking after me. I love living this amazing, miraculous and magical life.
Yeah, we're truly blessed.
Yes.
And talking about affirmations, I also have on my wall, I have my affirmation section on my wall, and for me these are really, really positive, high vibrational affirmations that when I'm in a high vibration myself, I look at it and I fully resonate with it. But
Yes.
when I'm in a lower vibration, when I'm encountering difficult moments or slightly sad, depressed, or angry, when I look at them, I just don't even see them anymore. Like they're outside of my field of perception. And I was wondering why that might be. So why can I just look at it and reconnect with that joy and bliss that comes out of those affirmations? Why do you think that is so?
Oh, well, that's because sometimes, as I was saying earlier, it's too much of a shift. It's too much of a leap to go from a low vibration to a really high vibration. And so you have to bridge that gap by doing things that make you feel better.
Okay.
So even if you just start talking about things that you love, talking about things that you feel grateful for, putting on some music that you love, dancing, and then when you begin to get that momentum of feeling better, then you're ready. Boom, start the affirmations, and then you'll find them working.
Thank you for making that point. Yeah, it's a very good one. So, not just taking baby steps.
Yes, absolutely.
And building the momentum.
Mm.
And that's how change happens. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens in gradual but consistent steps.
That's
in
right.
a direction that you know you're going towards.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So, I guess you agree with the fact that facing our fears is a wonderful way of growing, evolving personally and spiritually as well.
Well, absolutely, because if you don't face your fears, then you're living in fear, and you're living from fear, and a fearful life is not a joyful, happy life. So the more fears you face, and it's actually, you know, when you do face your fears, they do dissipate. And it sounds really extraordinary and difficult to believe, because when you're really in the grip of fear, it seems like the hardest thing in the world to imagine that if you face it, it's going to go away. But they really are illusion, as is so much of this 3D reality that we inhabit. But the fears are not real, and love is the only thing that really is real. And we are in a process of remembering the truth that we are all love, and that we've come from love, and that love is what we always have been, love is what we are now, and love is what we always shall be. And that's the journey.
It is of remembrance, of unearthing the real self connected to love.
Yes, really it's like, we're these sculptors or something that are just chipping away at all of the blocks and all of the stuff that's around our authentic nature, which is embedded in the middle of this amazing piece of rock or crystal that we're working on, and that's inside, and it's inside everybody, and we're all amazing, beautiful beings, just trying to get out of the blockages and the barriers that bind us. That's it, and we can all do it, and we're all doing it, and we're all helping each other, which is what's so beautiful now. There's such a huge community of people that are all doing this together. It's really inspiring.
Yeah, I think the power of community is so essential these days.
Yes.
Bringing people together who are passionate about personal growth and empowerment, and really realizing that we're not alone anymore. We've never been.
Yes.
And acting from this place of collaboration and togetherness, we can make great things happen, massive shifts. And this is why I'm doing this challenge, 21 Days Face Your Fears Challenge, building a support network for people who want to grow, who want to experience the joy of life that was not possible when they were living in fear.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. It's a brilliant idea, which is why I felt really drawn to be involved.
Thank you very much. Do you have any other practical tips before we finish the interview that you'd like to share?
Practical tips. That's such a broad thing. Just follow your heart. Choose love. Remember that you do have a choice. Whenever you have a question that you're finding it really difficult to answer, it could be anything from, shall I take this job? Shall I go into this relationship? Whatever it is, just stop and feel into your heart. It's time to get out of our heads and get into our hearts and really feel, how does this feel? What would love do here? And then follow your heart.
Thank you very much for that, Urtema. It's been a pleasure to have this beautiful exchange with you.
And you too, Bristena. Thank you so much for asking me.
Is there any way that people can contact you if they're interested to find more about your work or your services or your groups?
Yes, I have a website, which is www.urtemadolphin.com. I also, I do have to say that my website is a bit not very updated because I'm so busy I don't have time to do it. So a lot of the things don't actually get onto the website, but are more often posted on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook as Urtema Dolphin. If people send me a friend request, I'd be happy to accept that, and then they can see more of what I'm doing. Also, I hold regular groups in South London, in Brixton, some in my home. I hold cacao ceremonies. And so if people are interested in coming along to a meditation group or a cacao ceremony, they can also contact me via email, which is urtema@hotmail.co.uk, or via my mobile, which is 07896 340 495.
Thank you very much, Urtema.
Thank you, Bristena.
And thank you everybody who watched today's interview. I hope you were inspired and you start acting from a place of love. If you like this interview, please share it on your social media. Let your friends know you're participating in this Fearless Warriors Challenge. Sign up to my YouTube channel, Journey to Bliss, and click on the link below to get your free Bliss Blueprint with the 3 stages of radical transformation from within. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.